culture, sports, current events, and everything else in the form of trivia questions.
That's right. Each week we hit you with 5 topics, and here's the catch: none of us know the answers ahead of time.
Not us, not our guest, Professor Andrew Burstein, not even you. So we're
No
all in it
relation.
together. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
We'll
I
throw out our best guesses, we'll debate a bit, and probably embarrass ourselves before revealing the correct answer.
And
I
Andy,
I
if any
yeah.
of us cheat this week, we have to admit that it's not December 37th, as I've come dressed as today. It's actually January. It's actually 2026. You have to say it out loud.
Well, what I
Yes,
was going
and
to
the
say is,
reason, okay, go for it, Pops.
yeah, what I was going to say is by forcing me to use my given name, it spoils the effect because I was going to ask your viewers whether they knew which of the two of you was my biological son.
I see. Well,
Wait,
based
are you
on
talking to
just
me?
racial profiling, none of it matters. And a lot of people listen to podcasts exclusively and would never see you revealing yourself as our token old white man who
Okay.
is a beneficiary of yeah, the veil of a podcast, right?
For
But
those
the
of you at
reason
home, oh, Josh, go ahead, please.
no, the reason we wanted Professor Andy Burstein on the podcast here is that this is 2026, the weird 250th anniversary of America, and Andy is a premier early American historian.
Oh, I didn't know that. How did I not know that?
I don't know.
You don't watch
My
C-SPAN.
sordid past. Yeah, you don't
I
watch
don't.
book notes on C-SPAN much, I
I don't know if
guess.
I have access to C-SPAN anymore.
Though you might see a fresher faced Andy in the Ken Burns documentary, Thomas Jefferson, which
Hmm.
would be a great watch before reading Being Thomas Jefferson. Fresh history right here. This is
Wow.
the book. The book is coming out this year.
So the plugs are happening
Commemorate
up top.
magnum opus of a
Wow.
tome about THJ.
Well, thank you for joining us, Andy. It's nice to officially meet you.
You too.
I'd say
Cool.
I've heard so much about you, but I feel bad that I didn't know about your book till 2 minutes ago.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought Josh was embarrassed by me, but evidently he's helping to promote my new book. So I can't be all bad.
Absolutely not. That's incredible.
Royalties are inheritance, so I have a vested interest in your success here with this new book. Um, but let's try out the first question, which is about someone who will never be president legally. Zoran Mamdani was sworn in as NYC's mayor after midnight on January 1st in the historic subway station below City Hall. So, a statue of this early American figure was removed from NYC City Hall in 2021 due to his ties to slavery. Who was this American figure? Does the historian know something
Of
that
course
No.
I
happened this
know.
millennium? Oh, okay. Well, then
Of
let us
course.
guess before you throw it out
Yeah.
there. Um, New York, Knickerbocker, City Hall, royalty. Um,
It was
it
City
wouldn't be
Hall.
Hamilton because they sure love him,
Yeah.
thanks to a very, very inaccurate Broadway show.
I didn't see any inaccuracies.
Hmm.
Um, they
Read
just
my
talked like
book.
that back then. Are you just gonna say that periodically throughout the episode?
No,
um,
Who
because
pitched for the
because
Montreal Expos? Read my book.
read my book.
I
Get off
I'm a
my lawn.
humble historian.
Uh, I don't. It's
That
not
wasn't a
Benjamin.
hint.
No. I'm thinking out loud as we often do, especially when I don't have an answer.
I don't think there's a reason Andrew Jackson would have been in New York City City Hall. I feel like it might have been a
I'll give you a
governor.
hint.
Oh,
I'll
okay.
Oh,
give you a hint. All right. He was in New York City in 1791, 92, but not 93.
Burr, what? No, that doesn't make sense. Who
What
gets
happened in
got?
93? Did he leave or did he
93.
die?
He gets out, offed. And apparently he knows his dates because he studied this history. Um, hmm.
I feel very stumped.
Yeah. All right. Well, you're
It's
on
'cause
the
we're
team,
rusty?
so just give us the answer. What do you think it is?
Well, I don't think I know because I was one of the signatories to this to this movement before the leaders of New York City decided to do this, and I'll explain why. It was Thomas Jefferson who was removed.
Oh.
Now, the reason I and many other professional historians opposed removing the statue was because this was a statue from 1834. The statues that we question, that we find obnoxious, are those statues that were erected after the Civil War, during Jim Crow. And while Jefferson's legacy as an owner of human property is properly the subject of popular and academic discussion, and it's important in my work as well. A statue, a few years after he died in 1826. He died on the 50th anniversary of the
July
signing of the
4th, along
Declaration
with
of
John
Independence.
Adams.
Oh yeah,
America's
too.
Jubilee. But the most obnoxious statues to Southerners, to slaveholders, were erected in the period after the Civil War, and especially after the 1880s into the early 20th century. So I and many other historians distinguished between those earlier statues and the ones that reflect the Jim Crow spirit, if you want to call it that. But yeah.
So, what's your take then on removing statues? It's that if the statue was made post Civil War, it's for spite, and if it was before it, it's historical?
That's a good question, but not strictly. I mean, context always matters to a historian. And I would say that because Richmond went through this, they have their, Monument Avenue. And I think the best way to look at this is that we have to acknowledge that most of the early presidents and the so-called founding generation, the Southerners were slave holders. And Alexander Hamilton, living in New York, owned a few slaves. So even though the economy of New York did not, require unpaid labor, Hamilton was not necessarily opposed to slavery. And this is one of the reasons why Lin Miranda's wonderful Broadway show is historically inaccurate, because Hamilton not only looked down on immigrants.
Sure about that?
Well, no, the whole thing is that Burr is like the immigration hero and fighting for the little guy, and
Now,
no
the real question though, I mean, is it legal for you to be teaching us this in 2026? Are we not allowed to be talking about this?
Yeah, I should hope so.
Is this CRT?
Well, in Jefferson, here's something Jefferson said in 1774 when he was first going up against the king. The whole art of government consists in the art of being honest. Now that's an optimist, because we've seen politicians, and honesty isn't the first word that comes to mind when we think of partisan politics.
Sure.
So what we admire about people like Jefferson was that in their time, in the context of their time, they recognized the dilemma. And I describe Jefferson, for example, as a timid abolitionist. He wanted other people to take the lead. He didn't want to sacrifice his reputation among Virginians, among the people of the ruling class.
/ he was in a mountain of debt.
Yeah, he was in a mountain of debt, which he had inherited from his father-in-law, most of it. But he didn't lift a finger to emancipate anyone who wasn't biologically related to him, though he never confessed to this.
Mm-hmm.
But his mentor, the man who made a lawyer out of him, was George Wythe, who's also a signer of the Declaration. And Wythe, who was a judge, who was professor of law at William and Mary, where Jefferson attended, was an ardent abolitionist. So such people existed. And the best thing we could say about Jefferson in this regard is that he was unable, his production of tobacco and wheat, export products from America, would never be sufficient to pay off the debts he inherited. He could have done so shortly after his father-in-law died, and he came into possession of Sally Hemings and her extended family, and I think it was over 100 enslaved men and women. He could have done something, but he held on to the land and didn't make any sacrifices.
Mm-hmm.
He lived large and lived well.
Self-interested, but was doing the grandstanding. And I guess what I want to understand from you here is you are pro keeping Jefferson statues, full stop. Are you also pro listening still to R. Kelly songs and Michael Jackson?
Yeah, I never did, and you know me well enough that you know that Woodstock is current events to me. So no, the music I listen to that's of the 21st century is mostly stuff that Josh has turned me on to.
Did you read Bill Cosby's parenting book when you raised me?
Wow.
Why you think I
just
raised
saw
you
it.
like
It was in
Dr.
the
Huxtable?
Guggenheim. Yeah.
Oh, well, no. Do you think I raised you in the manner of Dr. Huxtable?
I feel like we need to move on to question 2. And here it is.
Really? Well,
I think we do, Josh.
Go for it. Hit the question 2.
Speaking of beloved people from the 90s, George and Amal Clooney have been granted French citizenship after living in southern France for years. The Provence region where they live is known for its rolling fields of this flower.
I think we're talking about Provence, right?
Provence, yes.
The Provence region, yes.
The Provence region.
I also read Province.
Yeah.
It's fine. I was thinking Rhode Island. So, okay, Provence.
Hey, I'm still in vacation mode. I'm not reading.
Are we talking tulips? Are we getting real granular? Is it something weird? We've got a field of daisies. I mean, Professor Burstein, Thomas Jefferson also went over to Francophile land. Did anything you got stab in the dark?
I'm not, nor was I ever, a professor of botany. Jefferson mostly scoured the French countryside for the vineyards. He was, I can't even pronounce that word, O-E-N, onophile.
Alcohol? Oh.
Yeah, no.
Booze
A
hound.
wine lover.
Yeah.
A wine lover.
Okay.
He went as far as Germany to investigate wine.
Chase him that vino. Okay.
And part of the reason why he was in debt was when he was president, you didn't get paid much to be president in those days.
That's why you got to build your own currency, your own meme coins.
Yeah. No, but he imported lots and lots of wine from France and served it to the Congress people. He entertained week by week. So yeah, he kind of went into debt as president. You know, he didn't make money as president because you're not supposed to.
Great. So you're telling me you have nothing to offer for this question. So I'm gonna go
Sunflowers.
tulip.
I'm gonna guess sunflowers.
Okay, that's a good guess. We
That
all
is a
get to
good
chip
guess.
in one. So you got a sunflower, you got a tulip. What are you feeling, Mr. Pierre?
To name a flower, huh? I'll say lilies.
Lilies. Well,
Oh yes, fleur de lis. Maybe you're
oh,
onto something.
That's kind of what I was
the
thinking.
correct answer. Lavender.
I
Mmm.
hate lavender.
I don't even think of it, it's just such a color imbued. But
Hmm.
yeah, region's association with the flower dates back to the Roman Empire. I'm sure it was pretty cool to roll up on that when you were conquering it. Okay, question 3. As far as victors, Indiana beat Alabama Roll Tide 38-3 in this year's Rose Bowl game. I have been to a couple Rose Bowls. I can say for a fact Wisconsin is not the answer to this question. Which college team has made the most Rose Bowl game appearances? Michigan, Ohio State. I mean,
So,
Notre Dame?
so tell me, Josh, like, and
Yeah.
Andy, I don't know if you're a football guy either. Like, for as little as I know about NFL, I know even less about college because my school didn't have a team. So, is the Rose
You had a
Bowl?
great D3 team. What are you talking about?
Did we?
I
Um,
wanted to play there.
Webster.
Sorry, I thought Wash U. My bad.
Okay, I was like
I was
Webster.
thinking in your St. Louis brain, but anyway, yeah.
Yeah, go Gorlocks. We had a great defense.
So
Gorlock.
Josh, you think it's Big Ten, not Pac-10?
So this is exactly what I wanted to ask. Like,
Hmm.
all I know about the Rose Bowl is that it's on New Year's Day, but like, can any team end up there, or is this like a regional? Like, how do you end
So
up at the Rose Bowl?
that's a great question, and that's actually a great tip from Andy, because the thing is the whole playoff system has been a mess, but traditionally the Rose Bowl was one of 4 big final games between the biggest conferences of the Big Ten, which is now Big 18, and then the Pac-10, which I think would have had USC, and USC had some really, really good years. So that
That's
might
what
be
I
a
was
good
thinking.
guess.
I
With
was thinking of USC.
you're thinking OJ
Um,
Simpson.
I was thinking OJ, yeah.
Hmm.
You know, I met
So,
him the year he won the Heisman.
oh
Really?
really?
Yeah, that's pre-murder, yeah.
Did you gift him some gloves? What happened? Some isotoners?
Um, I was, in art class in high school. I painted a picture of him that was on Sports Illustrated. And for some reason, I was enamored with him. I was a
He
perennial
had the
second string
juice.
I think
quarterback,
everybody was.
Yeah, I was the perennial second string quarterback. I got in, when we were 30 points ahead or 30 points behind.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I was a sports enthusiast, and my baseball heroes growing up were Mickey Mantle and Willie Mays, and my football heroes were O.J. Simpson and some of the New York Giants because they used to come to my high school, like to the athletic banquet and perform for us, and that was always fun. Fran Tarkenton, I met him. You don't remember him, right?
Oh yeah,
He's
he
like as
played for the
old.
Steelers. He had the
Did he?
immaculate
He
reception, right?
played. No, what? No,
Oh, I'm
no,
thinking
no,
about
no.
somebody else.
Fran Tarkenton was
QB.
uh, was a was a scrambling quarterback in the
Hmm.
'60s, and he played for the Giants, but he's probably better known for playing for the Vikings.
Hmm.
Okay, so you created a piece of artwork about OJ though. I still don't understand how you
Yeah.
got to meet him.
Oh no, he was going to be making an appearance, signing autographs, whatever, at in Columbus Circle in New York City,
Oh,
and
nice.
Oh,
That makes more
and
sense.
and yeah, so I took the train down, um, it was actually the boat show, the New York Boat Show. I'm hydrophobic, so you can't find me in a boat, but he was going to be there, so I went down and paid, whatever $3.50 it took to get in. And I asked him a question.
Could have cost you a lot more.
Now, were your childhood football heroes O.J. Simpson and Aaron Hernandez, or who else we got there?
Well, when you were growing up, we were all into, we were still into the 49ers.
Joe Montana.
But, Joe Montana, Jerry Rice.
all day.
Yeah.
Steve Young.
But the question I asked OJ was, your first name is Orenthal. Does anybody call you Orenthal? And he said, only my mother, no one else is allowed to call me that. So that was my brief encounter with O.J. Simpson.
I think he agrees with DK Metcalf. If you call him by his first name, you're going to get punched in the face from the sidelines. That just happened like 2 weeks ago. Well, that doesn't help us with the Rose Bowl.
I
but
forgot.
That is good color. I'm going to say Andy's vote is for USC. I'm going to put in for Michigan Wolverines. What do you think?
Can Notre Dame go there?
Yeah, go try it.
Sure.
Well, Andy's right. It's USC.
Oh.
34 appearances, 25 wins. That's
pretty
a good call. They had a good run. And oh man, that Reggie Bush, Matt Leinart, that was like my college era. That was really exciting.
I was watching for Reggie Bush for a minute there actually.
Yeah. He was out of control. And he had a great, kind of a gadget career in the NFL too. But yeah, that's it. Folks, it's time for our shots round. Cheers. You got a nice little Grenache or something, Andy. Go.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
It's in the other room.
This is a fine Pechuga mezcal that I brought back from Mexico City. But, Jameson works too, anything. But just like a real trivia night, this is the audience's chance to shout out the answers in the comments. And if you're right, you just might win something special.
Now, did we ever end up answering last week's question?
Last year's question?
Yeah.
No.
Last year.
The last year question was, which country has the most lakes? Professor, do you have a guess?
Which country has the most lakes?
Yeah.
Well, Russia is one possibility.
That is a big country.
Yeah, I know it doesn't Minnesota have 10,000 lakes, but that's not a country, right?
Yeah, and you know what? They're so braggy about that, but there's more than 10,000 lakes in Wisconsin. Wisconsin has more lakes than Minnesota, but they're just like, we're going to own this. You just don't know how to brag about it, They got so many other good things.
But the people in both Minnesota and Wisconsin are ridiculously nice.
It is true,
They're
Even if it's a hot
Canadian
dish
to
country or a
American.
casserole country, it's all pretty nice.
I went on a canoe trip at the Boundary Waters, so I was in Minnesota, and
gorgeous.
I always just tell people when I was at the Minneapolis St. Paul airport, I watched a guy get arrested in front of the Prince store because he was like blackout drunk, and it was just a wonderful scene. The cops were like, "Well, you're not getting on your flight today, so you can get arrested, or you can call someone to come pick you up, and you can try again tomorrow." And he was like, "Oh man, I can't believe I did this."
Well, he didn't get to have his revolution there, but that also tracks because everybody is extremely drunk in that area. So I will say the prize here is don't drink this delicious conditioner from Alpine Provisions, which gets you maybe hair, much like Julius Burstein. You can't buy that. That's jeans, but you can get some cedar and sandalwood, some really delightful stuff that's all natural.
That's a good-looking bottle,
isn't it? It's good. It's a tank.
If you're listening, it's got like a art class in-depth sketch of an owl.
Yeah, they're all different, crazy psychedelic animals, like your spirit animal, your spirit shampoo. But here's the ASMR version. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh, and the correct answer was Canada. Canada's got those lakes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Antarctica maybe once the ice caps melt for sure.
I had the right latitude.
Yeah, you're on it. This week's question for you to win this bottle of goo, good goo, is what is the smallest U.S. state capital by land area? More geometry,
Now,
geology,
Andy, if you know that, don't say
geography.
it.
Yeah.
I won't.
Yeah,
No,
I
I'm,
mentioned
That
this.
I'm
sounds like
just
something you
here.
know.
Yeah, I'm just here because I think you need to boost your boomer audience.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were really trying to broaden our reach on TikTok, so we thought we'd bring in the septuagenarian. But our question for us is about my dad's favorite show, Stranger Things. The finale dropped on Netflix New Year's Eve. I really hope that wasn't how you spent your New Year's Eve, but I did watch it afterwards. And it completes this series after almost a decade after it first premiered.
Wow.
These little middle schoolers are getting their AAP RP cards, but the show itself, the question is, the show often featured this popular tabletop role-playing game. I of course know this, but I'm curious if you know this, Professor Burstein.
I know the
No,
answer.
Tabletop role-playing game made popular
tabletop.
in the late 70s and 80s. You might have done this with your old friends who dodged the draft and just wanted to sit in their mom's basement and no,
Now,
no
Andy,
bells,
do
nothing.
you was that serious, Josh? Andy, do you watch the show?
No.
Did you ever watch it?
No.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
I watched the first 2 seasons, which I think was like 25 years ago, I want to say.
That should be enough for you to know this part.
I know
Though.
the
It was
answer.
pretty integral. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So we'll throw it out there then and pick up some time here. The correct answer is D&D, Dungeons and Dragons.
Dunkin'
I
and
hope
Donuts.
you have the constitution for that and roll a nat 20 next time in your life.
I
Uh,
thought tabletop meant like a board game.
it is on a
Yeah.
table. It's
That's
it's
on
not
a
like
board.
Trouble or something
It's
where you got little.
electronic, right?
It's in the mind. I think you'd actually like it. It uses your imagination.
Hmm.
Really, in the box is just guidelines to kind of help folks get started, but ultimately, you can build your own quest and just do some fun explorations with your friends.
It's
Yeah.
still going hard. I know people that play that like pretty
The
regularly.
It really got a resurgence in COVID because there was not as many things to do with friends that would work over Zoom, but this was pretty portable. And there's been some really talented voice actors that have found, like thanks to Twitch and other things,
Oh
ways
yeah.
to, showcase these improv stories that are really exciting and cool, and they really just throw themselves at it, and people enjoy it. So,
I was, yeah, unbeatable at Pong.
yeah.
That was my last electronic
Oh yeah.
experience. Yeah. Mhm.
You
Yeah.
also were good at ping pong. You were a
Yeah.
Marty Supreme type. And
No
no, I
kidding.
think you would like Dungeons and Dragons because you could literally be in like a steampunk early American world where you have to stop a assassin from stopping the signing of the Declaration. Like it can literally be anything, and it's just you and your friends trying to
Is
save
that
the
the
day.
premise of Assassin's Creed, the revolutionary one?
My gosh, maybe I did just give them their next one, their next AAA game, but yeah.
Oh,
Should
Um,
I pretend that this appeals to me?
No, but I'm going to give
never.
you the next question, which will theoretically appeal to you. You have 7.5 seconds to answer this. 2026 marks 250 years since the signing of the Declaration of Independence. Benjamin Franklin favored what bird over the bald eagle as the national bird of the United States?
You want me to
I know
say?
this one.
Yeah.
Let's hear Alan's take.
Oh fuck, you both know it. And you know what? By the way, when I chose
I
this
got it
as
through
a
osmosis, by the way.
category, I didn't know that there was a history professor with a novel coming out when I chose this. This isn't fair. Benjamin Franklin favored what bird over the bald eagle as the national bird of the U.S.? I don't know. Swan, a bluebird.
Good
I thought you were
try.
going to go cardinal. But
No, because we would have known that back. That would have been like a thing growing up if that was the
Sure.
answer.
well, the correct answer is wild turkey.
Turkey.
Yeah.
Turkey.
Yeah. Now, why wild turkey?
Because they're delicious.
No. He found nobility in the simple common turkey. I'll give you a quick history lesson. This one's kind of more fun than Jefferson on slavery.
What could be more?
Although it involves the great emancipator Lincoln.
Oh.
You know why we have turkey on Thanksgiving? It's because
We had a really nice dinner with the Pilgrims and the Native Americans together, and they had a really big meal, and they shook hands, and they said, "We'll just share this land," and it was
Yeah.
the birth
Here's
of
a cute
America.
sublitter agreement. Like, let's be
no,
roomies.
I'm afraid that the only extant source for that first Thanksgiving is from 1621, and it says we went out a fowling, Fowl, but it wasn't turkey. It was
Pheasant?
Pheasant, partridge, something. But it was Abraham Lincoln who made Thanksgiving a national holiday. He was encouraged to do so by a female magazine editor, Sarah Josepha Hale, who thought, as he thought, it would be a way of bringing the sections together and sort of finding a harmonious whole in a country that had been torn apart by slavery. At the same time, as I understand it, the turkey industry was just getting underway and needing help, and so the recommendation to
big
have
butterball.
turkey at Thanksgiving was sort of a commercial advertisement concurrent with the decision to make Thanksgiving a national holiday.
Genius.
I did think it was something about like, how do we scale? Like, we can't have these like nice little chickens for 8. Like, we got to do something with this big ass bird. And
Okay.
the same way like bacon got, went from being the scraps to being the delicacy, or lobsters or anything. But that's good. That's how you
Happy
get a
accidents,
bland
both.
bird.
Well, I guess not accidents.
Well, let's
gotta
carry
catch
this
them,
through. Let's carry this through to the lightning round, courtesy of Ben Franklin, and have some
I
questions
just got it.
that are made for you, Andy. We're going to be back in 2026 vibes soon, but this is all about American founders, and these are maybe tough enough that you might get only 2 for 3, but we'll find out. Thomas Jefferson, our third president, is credited with making what dish popular after serving it at a White House dinner in 1802?
He did introduce ice cream, so that's a dessert.
Did he bring that over from France?
Yeah, that was that. Yeah.
He was like, "This is great. Check this out. Look what we do with this cow."
Yeah.
That's cool.
But
It looked a lot cooler before it melted 4 weeks ago.
I think he also served pasta, which of Italian origin. I'm trying to think if there's something else. Ice cream's the only one that I know for certain that he helped to bring over. Jefferson, by the way, didn't eat very much meat at all. He says he had meat as a side dish. He mostly ate vegetables. His favorite vegetable were peas. He grew 39 varieties of peas.
Nerd?
Well, why should I even know this?
Thanks to
No,
Monsanto,
not you,
we
Thomas
get
Jefferson.
1 pea now.
Oh,
That's all
okay.
you get.
No.
1 corn, 1 pea.
No, knowing history is cool. Eating peas is the main course and thinking that like your turkey on the side is a side dish, can't get behind that. That's my problem with Thomas
Sounds like a
Jefferson.
Mediterranean diet and also scarcity, but yeah.
No, he introduced
We all know
French
you get a
cuisine
buffalo,
in
you
the
can only
White
take
House.
5 pounds home. The correct answer, macaroni and cheese. So I think you're right
Well,
on that pasta
yeah.
game.
It's pasta.
And specifically, Quizliz
Mhm.
says macaroni and cheese.
Mhm.
Is mac and cheese pasta? Do you consider it pasta?
Sure.
I
What's the
mean,
mac if not pasta?
if I was going to, close down the French Laundry just to have dinner by myself there and see on the menu macaroni and cheese, I would assume that that is pasta. I would say
Yeah.
it's just, it sounds beneath, but I'm sure there's some elevated, Michelin restaurant that serves macaroni and cheese as the
Wait,
main
yeah, and
dish.
I feel like I've had elevated. Wait, there was a place in L. I'm not gonna remember it, Josh. There was a place in LA where people would go that they were always talking about like a bacon truffle mac and cheese that was like really expensive.
Mm.
I don't remember.
You can make anything expensive, in LA especially, and you can put a line in front of it.
That's the
People wait 2
hustler's
hours.
motto. You can
Yeah.
make anything expensive. I like that.
Question 2. Who is the only president to have 2 vice presidents pass away while in office?
You want me to wait or just give you the answer?
No, this is
Oh,
you.
this
This is
lightning
all
round
you.
is for you.
Lightning. This is
Oh, okay.
tailored. This is
Yeah,
James tailored to you.
Madison.
James Madison is correct.
Ding,
And do
ding.
you think he did it?
No, Elbridge Gerry was an old man, and George Clinton might even have been older.
Mm-hmm. And a time traveler.
Yeah, that's Elbridge Gerry, from whom we get the word gerrymander. It was
Yes.
pronounced Gary back
Gerrymander.
then, but so,
Yeah. But it's kind of like Baton Rouge. You don't want to. You just call it gerrymander.
You
It's
just
not
got
gerrymander.
gifted.
While Mount Vernon is known for distilling rye whiskey, what was the secondary beverage distilled by George Washington?
Beer. I think it was beer because, in early Virginia, in colonial Virginia, they couldn't drink the water, so fermented. I mean, there was apple cider, right, and there was beer. So on the table, they very often served alcohol as the main beverage. So if it's not apple cider or beer, let's see. You said number one, number two, number
Rye
three.
whiskey.
It was rye whiskey?
No,
That was the
The
first.
question was, Mount Vernon
Yeah.
is known for distilling rye
Oh.
whiskey. The secondary
I see.
beverage is in
Yeah.
fact fruit brandies,
Oh,
such as apple or peach.
okay.
I think.
Well, what they really like to drink at the planters' homes in Virginia was Madeira, Portuguese Madeira. That was Madison's favorite, I know. But rum was drunk by most Americans until around 1817, 1819, which was also the point of the highest, the most alcohol was being drunk in America. The height of that was in the late 18 teens. But it was
I'm gonna
around
guess
that same,
2020.
Yeah.
yeah, it was
There's a
around
big
that
spike.
time that rum was replaced with whiskey as the most popular alcoholic beverage. But in
Not just for pirates.
late colonial America, it was rum punch.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Well, it also makes a lot more sense to your point that we don't just get tap water and still and sparkling at the table. So it's like, get this booze, because poisoning yourself with alcohol is the healthiest way to not get a parasite.
Exactly. So everyone, make sure you drink with every meal to stay safe. Andy, we're at the end, and you listened to the show. So how do you feel like we did? How is that like compared to other ones that you've heard?
Oh, I always think I talk too much. I would have preferred to listen to the two of you more.
You're a natural.
You're
Wait,
a
so-
wealth of stories. You have some context about William Wirt's work in the Revolutionary era that somehow goes into French brandy conversation. So yeah,
Yeah.
credit to
Now,
you for.
you can't just leave it at that because nobody knows who William Wirt is. He was
And we'll
the
leave it at
lo-
that. I don't. No, no. We've sorry. We've run out of time.
Why?
huh.
But
Why?
how do you?
Why do you want that, Josh? Well, I'll
Uh,
look it up afterwards.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's yeah, WIRT. He wrote. Oh, can I say it? I'm going to say it. Very
Yeah.
yeah.
As
He
long
wrote
as
a
you
very
weave in a plug for your new book.
okay. He wrote a very popular biography of Patrick Henry in the early 19th century, and that's where we get the most famous lines from Patrick Henry that he may or may not have ever spoken. Give me liberty or give me death. Because historians and biographers weren't exactly truthful. If they could more colorfully present the narrative, they did so.
Paul Revere didn't
And
ride
he,
two horses at the same time while dual wielding muskets
that
across
was Jean
the.
Claude Van Damme
Yeah.
doing the
and
splits on.
also, but William Wirt was the longest serving attorney general in U.S. history. And the title of my new book is Being Thomas Jefferson, An Intimate History, published by Bloomsbury, and it comes out on January 13th, 2026. Thank you,
Well,
Josh. Thank you, Alan.
yeah, absolutely. And I think we got to jump on that train of like getting a holiday like mixed with a tradition, so we can just start saying like, oh, every January everyone should pick up Being Thomas Jefferson and listen to an episode of Trivial. It's Jan 6th tomorrow. Well, it would have
Yeah. Ooh.
passed by
Great
now.
reason
So
to
if you need
celebrate.
something to celebrate, once again, Annie, thank you so much for joining. That was crazy. This is a surprise for the listeners at home. Josh didn't tell me that his dad was going to be on. I
Thanks,
don't
Dad.
think I could ever.
Thanks for always being a good sport. And honestly, I give you enough gruff, but this is a really, really good book worth people's time. And it is your magnum opus of a prolific career writing history, and it is for the moment. Also, really an astute read. So don't just save it for Father's Day. You might want to pick it up yourself.
I love you, Josh.
Oh, hold on. I might
Love
get
you
some
too,
Cat
man.
Stevens playing as we come out of this episode. But no, that is the show, folks. We'll end on that tender moment. Please make sure to like, follow, and subscribe wherever you choose to podcast. Thank you to Connor Linneruth for our clips, our trivia director. As always, shout out Quiz Liz. And thank you, the listener. See you next week.
And remember, question everything.